Hello and welcome everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about generative AI or generative artificial intelligence. So you may have heard a lot about it and you may have even used it. But if you have not used it or you're just too curious to know what this technology is, so I'm going to give you a brief about what Gen AI means. And the second part of this session, I will be showing how to use ChatGPT, which is one of the generative AI, most popular generative AI tool, and how to use that to do research. So the second part of the video will be more relevant to researchers, but the first part will be a general introduction to generative AI. So if we go back in history, artificial intelligence is not something new. It has been researched and studied from the 1970s, 1980s, or even earlier than that. But at that time, the research was very limited. The capacity or the ability of artificial intelligence to do something useful or meaningful that could be used within companies or organizations was very limited. But as we progressed with technology, as computing became more powerful, we had more and more powerful servers and processors come. This technology, generative artificial intelligence, has improved along with it, because a lot of this has to do with the amount of processing that needs to be done. So I will give you one example of artificial intelligence. Let's say machine learning, right? So what does that mean? If you take the word machine learning, it means something that the machine learns. So machine as in a computer, right? So something that machine can learn. So what is an example? What can we train the machine to learn? So typically, whatever are repetitive tasks that humans do, they can be programmed using machine learning so that computers can do it for us and do it faster and in a better with a better result. So let's say what could be an example of such a thing, right? So imagine you have 100 photos and each of the photo is of a cat, yeah, or a dog or any other bird, right? We have to train the machine, to train the computer to for it to understand that this is a cat. So what do we do? So we will just imagine we upload one photo to a website, to this machine learning platform, and we tell manually that this picture is of a cat, yeah, and then we upload another one and we say this is also a cat, and then we probably upload say 20, 30, 40 uh, images. So the computer or the machine can kind of try to understand and learn from these different photos or images that we have uploaded that something that looks like this is a cat, yeah. So it infers, and through some technology, I will not go into the technical details of this, but it will look at, oh, it has two eyes, has a nose, has whiskers, it has a furry skin, two ears, and the colors can be very, very different. Some can be black, some white, some mixed, some gray. So the machine tries to identify these different features from the images that we have uploaded, and from there it can, and we have to tell the machine that this is a cat, this is a cat, this is a cat, and so on. After doing this is called as the training part, right? Once the training is done, we give the one image which we haven't, which the computer doesn't know what it is, right? But we say, I have uploaded this image, tell me whether it is a cat or not, yeah. And because the machine has 30 different examples of what a cat could look like or looks like, it compares with this image that we have added or uploaded, right? If it finds some similarities, like, oh, it has two eyes, it has two ears, it has whiskers, it has furry skin, and so on, then it will try to assess this and then say, okay, it looks like this is a cat. And it will give you some level of confidence that I am 70% confident or 90% confident or 100% confident that this is a cat. right? So this is an example of a very simple example for you, for those from the non-tech uh, background, to understand what machine learning can mean. So this is an example of machine learning. But now what I want to talk about is generative artificial intelligence, right? Which is the buzzword that we are hearing these days. And a lot of interesting things can be done with generative AI. But even before this, there were commercial AI solutions, but they were mostly in companies, right? So the common public, the consumers, they were not aware of AI, what it can do. They knew that companies use AI, they use for data analysis, data analytics, big data, and so on. They use AI for doing something, but it was not very clear to the common man as to what AI is. But when generative AI came into picture, people could see, oh wow, this is what AI is. If I ask it to write a sentence, it will write a sentence for me. If I ask it to explain me something, it will explain something to me. If I ask it to draw a picture, it can draw a picture for me based upon what text I have given. So I can explain that I want a picture of a cat flying in the sky, and then it will draw a picture like that. So this generation of media or content, like creating an image, creating a sentence, creating a paragraph, this is called generative. This is done using technology called as generative AI. Why is it generative? Because it is generating content of different types. And you can generate many, many things. You can generate songs, you can write stories, you could create product ideas, you could get design ideas, you could even design the layout of a house. I mean, anything that could be generated can be generated with generative AI. And which is why a lot of uh, governments around the world are a bit concerned with this sudden um, entrance of this new technology, because people were thinking, governments were thinking, or countries were thinking that yeah, it will happen in the near future, but that future came to us very fast, suddenly, till last year there was nothing like this. But with the launch of ChatGPT, that changed the whole game. People, common man, consumers could use AI, could see the power of AI, right? What it can do, and the possibilities are endless. I have tried so many different types of AI tools and technologies. I have even cloned my voice, right? Completely. So if I don't want to give this lecture, I don't want to talk in front of you, I can have a script which is generated using ChatGPT. I can have my voice, which is cloned from another platform called 11 Labs. And I could even have a video generation, like a deep fake of me sitting in front of you, talking to you with the script that I have created and the voice that I have cloned. So now I will ask you one question. Am I the real one sitting in front of you, or is it my avatar, or is it completely generated using AI? So think about it. In the near future, or maybe even now, we have the capacity to completely replicate a person's physical appearance, their speech style, their movements. So I can move like this, and the machines are so powerful that they can detect they can imitate literally everything that you can do. So with generative AI, the bigger challenge is what is happening, what will happen to people who are doing some of these jobs before. And you may have seen that a lot of these jobs have now become um, redundant. Machine can do it so much faster that we do not need people to do. For example, there is an AI tool that helps you to generate PowerPoint slides, right? You just give it some idea that I want to have a PowerPoint on this and this topic. It will generate beautiful PowerPoint slides. It's just amazing that what this technology can do. So there are, I guess, there are pros and cons with any technology, but this technology has made it really obvious for people to kind of check or experience the power of AI. All right, so if you are new to this area or to this space, or if you haven't tried any AI tools, then this may be something useful for you to explore. In today's session, I'm going to show how we can use ChatGPT to do some data analysis. Yeah. This may be useful for everyone. I will be taking the example of for researchers who are doing their PhD degree, or they may be academics, professors at universities, to show how we can speed up our research. And this could be equally useful for anyone who wants to extract or get some information from a PDF document and analyze it. All right, so let's get into it. I want to show you what we can do with ChatGPT. All right, so I will switch to ChatGPT. So this is the ChatGPT interface. So here it says, "How can I help you today?" So it also gives you some examples, of what you can do, but you can also ask any question, literally any question you have in mind, you can ask and it will have an answer for you. Yeah. So it is very powerful compared to what we used to do before, right? Before when we wanted to search something, we used to go to Google, right? We will search something and we had to ourselves find the answer that we were looking for. So Google used to give us a list of search results, and from that we have to go to first website, second website, third website, and then find out for ourselves what is the answer to that question. When Google was being used maybe 2 years ago, is not that far, right? uh, it was the best technology out there, right? Everyone just want to find something, they'll jump to Google, find answers, and get the job done. But now with generative AI and with ChatGPT in particular, I don't remember how often I have used Google, to be frank. The only reason probably when I will use this to find an address for something, or maybe look for some reviews for new products, because ChatGPT has a little bit old data set. Yeah. But yeah, the amount of time you can save by using generative AI to speed up your work is just phenomenal. Okay, let's go to ChatGPT. And okay, so what I will do now is ask a simple question. So imagine you're doing your research, and you have a research paper, and from that research paper you want to find out some information quickly. Typically research papers can be quite long, but in this case we can speed up finding information from a research paper very quickly. So let's consider that we want to find out information about the research methodology used in a research paper. So what are the different types of research methodologies used in research papers? Okay, so let me just ask this question first. And you can see it starts creating an answer for you. So there is quantitative research where you collect data using a survey, you ask questions and people answer. Qualitative, which is where you do interview, is one of the options. Then there is mixed method, which is a mix of this and this. Then there is experimental research, descriptive research, correlational research, and there are so many different types. Yeah. So now I say, okay, let's just consider the top two, right? Quantitative research and qualitative research. So I will ask the next question is, if I am analyzing a research paper, analyzing methodology section of a research paper, what information should I be looking for? It has started giving some response, which is what is the research design, number of participants in the study, data collection methods, variables and measures. So all these things can be information that we have to kind of extract from a methodology part, right? So if you don't want any more response, you can just hit the stop button. It will stop generating. So now I'll ask specifically for quantitative and qualitative research, give me the relevant information that I should extract from the methodology section. Okay, so it has given us various information similar to what we saw above, but it is specifically for, say, quantitative research, research design. This thing we can extract. Participants, the number of sample size, the demography information, which instrument, which is like the questionnaire, is another word for instrument, is used, what variables, so on and so forth. So it gave like 8 different things to consider when you're looking at the methodology section of a quantitative research. And similarly for qualitative research, it has given again 8 different topics, right? So this is what you can kind of extract, right, by asking simple questions. Now I want to show you how we can make use of this information. So for that, there is an option here to attach a file, right? I say I'll just add file number 1. So this is a research article that I have selected. So this research article, once it is uploaded, I can ask any question that I want from this document, right? So for this one, from this document, I don't know whether this document followed a quantitative research or qualitative research. So what I will say is, based upon whatever methodology this paper has followed, extract all this information and give it to me, right? So let's try that. Can you extract all the information suggested above? Above as in what was the previous response for the quantitative or qualitative research methodology, and give me the results and give me the results. Can you extract all the I think we can say methodological information from this paper based on the suggestions provided above. Yeah, so this is a very simple, straightforward way to write commands for the machine and let it extract the relevant information. So it has started looking for information now. Based on the methodology section of the research paper you provided, here is the relevant methodological information. So what do they have? The study utilized a survey design, which is a quantitative study, to gather data from students in Hong Kong. Data was collected from 457 undergraduate and postgraduate students. An online questionnaire featuring a mix of closed-ended and open-ended questions were used. Data collection was conducted online via a survey. Descriptive analysis was employed to analyze the survey data. So this was the quantitative part. Now we have a qualitative section of this research as well. The qualitative component of the study was embedded within the survey through open-ended questions. So there was no specific qualitative, but within the survey questionnaire, they had open-ended questions which gave the qualitative data. And yeah, so all this information was captured, extracted from this paper, right? So what I will do now, I can copy this command again, or prompt as it is called. I will upload another paper. I'll copy the same prompt and I'll say go. So this is using expert interviews plus some literature from web and making some recommendations, right? So we will try another paper. Once this is complete, we can run the third query. And you can see how fast you can extract all such information from the research paper. And if it is any other paper or report or document, and you want to find specific information from there, this is very handy, very fast and very powerful. What I will do now is it is giving me response a little bit different. So I will copy this bit. Oh, not this one, sorry. Which one was this? Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm going to tell ChatGPT now that give me the responses under these headings as they are shown here. Yeah. So let's see paper number 3. Let's add paper number 4. Can you give me the responses to this using the following headings? And you can say only provide information from the methodology section of this paper. I have copied this prompt as well, so if I want to use it again, I can use it. So now if this paper does not follow research which is quantitative, it will say this: the study does not follow a traditional quantitative research, but uses content analysis to examine news articles, which means it is a qualitative research. So the research design is qualitative, utilizing content analysis to explore themes within selected articles. So it has got picked up all this information from this paper. This was paper 4. Let's add paper 5. And the reason I'm adding so many papers is I want to show you how to consolidate all these results once we have all the findings. So we will just stop at after this 5th paper. I will show the consolidation bit. And by consolidation means like this has given us so many different information under so many different headings, right? Like research design, participants, instruments. So I want it to put all this information in a table. So we will give a command and ask all this information to be put in a table so that it is easier for us to evaluate or use. Okay, so now I've given the command, can you consolidate all these results in a tabular format? So what this has done is it has not understood my command correctly. It has only picked up the previous response, right? So what we may need to do now is take this command again and say, for all the research papers or the responses you have provided earlier, can you consolidate all these results in a tabular format? Let's see what it gives. So now it is taking the response from the different research papers. So these were the titles of the research papers. ChatGPT versus engineering education assessment, implication of using ChatGPT in higher education. So, and whatever information was initially extracted from this, it has provided that here. Okay, but if you see, we asked 5 research papers, but it only has given 3. So what you can do next is you can say you provide it for all the 5 research papers that you have evaluated, and so on. So this is the benefit of using ChatGPT for analyzing large documents. So it could be a small research paper, or there could be a small research paper, but you may have to analyze like 10, 20, 30 research papers during your research, or maybe even 100. So that makes it this makes it very faster for you to analyze all the information and makes your research fast. So even in your discipline, you can explore where you can use generative AI or ChatGPT, and what kind of work can be made faster using this. Okay, so this can also be used for analyzing content. For example, if you are doing qualitative research where you have got interview data from your participants, you can feed that to ChatGPT and say that, can you find the themes from this data? What are the codes that you can generate, and so on. So I will talk about that in a separate video. But objective of today's session was to give a bit of a background on what generative AI technology is, how it can be used, and show one application for researchers who can use it practically when doing research. One thing I need to mention here, though, that the ChatGPT that I used here is a paid version, right? So it is not a free version. In the free version, you cannot upload documents. So, but the amount of time that you can save by having a paid version, it is just, there is no comparison. It is at the moment it is only $20, I think, per month. But even if it is $200 a month, it is still worthwhile. Yeah. So if you, maybe you can first start with try it out using simple the free version, but then once you are familiar and you feel confident that it is going to help you, you can always get the paid version, which is GPT plus or GPT-4. Yeah. So that is all I would cover in today's session. If you have any questions, please let me know. And if you are doing your research and struggling to use ChatGPT for your research, ask me any questions. I've used it so extensively that I have such a big collection of prompts that I regularly use, that I guess you would benefit from it. All right, that's all in today's session. I hope you found this useful. And if there are any specific videos that you would want me to make, please leave them as suggestions in the comments. All right, thank you very much and have a great day. Bye.